We actually finished Night of the Living Dead here in Pittsburgh, threw it in the trunk of the car, literally threw it in the trunk of a car, and drove to New York with it to see if anybody would want to show it. That night, while Russ Streiner and I were driving in New York, we heard on the news, on the car radio, that Martin Luther King had been shot.
As a young black theater person, it was refreshing to see a film that had what I thought was one of the few African-American leads.
To have a black hero on film was something that was not common at all during this time.
I wanted it to be more about revolution, a revolutionary society, literally, in this case, devouring the old.
Completely outrageous, people, half nude and eating human flesh and everything else. And then at the end you realize, my God, this guy has made a political statement.
That whole image of what we as society do to ourselves in order to sustain ourselves at the expense of our fellow man.
We were trying to make a little horror movie that had a little more to it, that had some, social satire, but we never thought that it was going to ever become what it's become.
Basically, all the people who are zombies were friends of theirs or people who lived locally. They had a friend who was a butcher who just donated all these kinds of pieces of meat for the, body-eating scenes. And it was made with no money at all, and yet it became a huge cult success.
I was playing in a different state, and I had to ride 2 hours home on my bicycle at 2 o'clock in the morning all by myself. I was like,
mix that documentary style with the black and white and people eating people, and you're in a drive-in, you're in a car, the car starts at the end of the day.
That's the first time that I was scared. I was really scared by a movie.
Just the absolute relentlessness that no matter where you turned, there was something or someone that would get you and kill you.
There's a sense of claustrophobia in that film that's unbelievable.
It could be a kid, it could be your grandmother, it could be your parents, it could be your wife, your boyfriend.
The monster is the neighbors, and to me, the scariest thing in the world is the neighbors.
Man, that was you'd have never seen anything like that.
We were trying to push the envelope a little bit and not cut away when the zombies, start to eat people. We wanted to stay with it.
Oh, baby.
It just opened my eyes. It's like, I've told George this many times, it's like that's where I realized that a horror film can be, it can go as deep as you're capable of taking it, and as high, and as long as you scare the shit out of people.